All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Believe it or not, we're pretty much at like the halfway point. And I just mentioned to everybody what I might do this evening, and I mentioned the fact that there's a chance I might finally go see Batman. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is very sad to admit, but I have not seen Batman yet, and I am one of those comic book dork guys. Like I don't read comic books, but I love the comic book movies. I've seen all the Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Transformers, Avengers, Iron Mans, Thors, Hulks, this, that, and the other thing. Just love that stuff. I do. It's a long... Christina puts, bring a pillow. It's a long movie. My bottom went numb. Yeah, Man of Steel. I actually saw the preview for that on Twitter. I didn't happen to go on... Or not Twitter, on YouTube. I obviously didn't go see the movie, so I didn't see it at the movie. But see, that's the thing. You guys mentioned it's long, and a movie like that, I'll probably get so lost in it, I won't even realize how long it was. So, I mean, that's just, I don't know, man. I'm like a little kid with that. So I like sit up, I like lean up, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm such a dork with that kind of stuff. So I sent out tweets saying we're going to talk a little MLB. So I have to talk a little MLB because if we get any listeners to hop in because of the tweets, and I'm not talking MLB, then I look like a liar, and then they might not tune in. So we mentioned before about the New York Yankees. Sarah F. and Levy was very happy about the New York Yankees. Ended a 4-game skid yesterday by beating the Orioles 12-3. They beat them. They scored 4 times as many runs as they did. But they actually played really, really well as a whole team. The big news really was Jabba Chamberlain returning after 14 months. This man has been an up and down pitcher for the New York Yankees. Oh, wow, Sarah, I didn't even know that the Yankees have lost 9 out of their last 13. They were losing that lead in that AL East, not by strides and leaps, but by steps. They were slowly losing that lead, man. But big win. They get the day off today, and then this is really... welcome to being a Mets fan, by the way, Sarah. That's how it feels. And we actually lose about 11 out of 13, so you're still 2 games up on us if we want to get that serious. But anyway, the Yankees get today off, and then, their real test comes starting tomorrow, where they play 20 games in 20 days. Now, I just learned that this morning, or I would have taken some time to really look at their schedule and what kind of teams they're playing. And, do you expect them to go 10-10? Do you expect 15-5? Do you expect 20-0? Do you expect 0-20? That kind of thing. But I just found that out this morning. I didn't know they had that jam-packed of a schedule coming up to start August, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, it's almost the hottest time of the year nationwide, and it's like, oh, now we're going to give you 20 games all in a row. 20 games straight. I hope they're home for the majority of them. At least, be able to go home to their own bed and rest and relax like that. But in yesterday's game, you had a great performance by Cano, hit a grand slam in a 7-run third inning. He contributed 4 of those, obviously, with his grand slam. Derek Jeter had 3 hits and 3 RBIs. And then Phil Hughes pitched homerless ball for the first time for only the 5th time this year. I apologize. Phil Hughes has an 11-8 record, which means that he pitched a minimum of 19 games. And this is only the 5th time he's ever pitched this season that he pitched a game without giving up a home run. Phil Hughes, to me, is similar to like a Johan Santana, where he can wheel and deal, but the pitches he likes to give up are home runs. That's what Johan does. I mean, I've watched Johan win a game 2-1, and the only thing he gave up was a solo shot home run. Like, it's just what they do sometimes. These pitchers get very confident, and they'll leave it in the wheelhouse, and the batter capitalizes. You can't get mad at him for it. You're worried about wins. Hughes is 11-8, so we'll be nice to the guy. He's 11-8. Chamberlain, though, like we said, made his return after 14 months. I think the cool thing, the thing that I love the most about it was when he came out of the where the pitchers hang out, he comes out and he sort of just stood there for a quick second and he just sort of took it all in. And that, you like to see that. It's a moment of appreciation. It means he appreciates and realizes how lucky he is to be where he is. And that, to me, is probably one of the biggest flaws with athletes. once they get there, they think they deserved it. And it's like, dude, I get you worked really hard your whole life to get here, but you're one of like millions of kids that did the same damn thing, and you're the one that made it. So do you deserve it? Yeah, you earned it, but you got to still appreciate what you have. I mean, I have a really nice 2011 Hyundai Sonata out there. I appreciate that thing. I deserve it. I worked hard for it, but I appreciate it. You know, exactly like Sarah puts, you still got to work hard once you get there. You know, I'm telling you right now, whenever the day comes that Sports Zone takes off and I start making money off of this and I can, you know, tell people, hey, you know, get people to come in and work for me and start doing things like that, I'm telling you right now, I am still going to want to chop video. I'm still going to want to write articles for my website. I'm still going to want to come on and do the show every day. It's appreciation. It's the love. It's what makes you happy. I mean, let's be honest here. You know, but either which way, Jabba Chamberlain comes out, throws 28 pitches. He allowed 2 runs, a walk, and 4 hits in 1 2/3 innings. AKA didn't pitch that well, but at the same time, first time back in 14 months. Gotta give a man a chance to get into the swing of things. His fastball reached 93 miles an hour, which is actually 4 miles per hour less than what he was throwing during his minor league rehab outings, which surprised me a little bit. I thought his speed would start to increase, not go down. But you know what? Maybe nerves had something to do with it. Maybe the fear of hurting himself again, which would be the worst thing that could happen. The last thing you want as an athlete is to fear re-aggravating or re-injuring the injury you had. It's the worst thing you can do because you take away from what you're doing and you actually increase your risk of getting hurt instead of limiting it. I always think of quarterbacks. Tom Brady a couple years ago when he got hit below his knee and broke his leg and was out for the entire season. You know, that took a lot of nerves and a lot of mental preparation by Brady to get back into the pocket, stand there with guys at his feet, and deliver the football. Look, that's not easy to do. All right, it's just not, and it takes a lot for a man to step up and be able to do that. And I really hope that's not what happened with Java yesterday. I hope it was more of a just getting back into the swing of things. But you gotta be happy he relied on some off-speed pitches and, you know, seemed to be working those decently well. And then if you're a Yankee fan, to me, the best note you pull out of yesterday, other than obviously the win and the return of Java, is the fact that the Yankees went 7 for 13. That's 7 for 13. Batting 500 with runners in scoring position. AKA the biggest issue the Yankees have had up to this point, other than injuries. 7 for 13. That is something you hope the Yankees can continue. And with the way they swing bats in New York, I personally think if they bat like this, or even, I mean, batting over 500 with runners in scoring positions isn't easy. So let's not sit here and say you expect them to bat over 500 with runners in scoring position. But what you can say is that you expect them to bat 300, 400. You'd like that window because that means you're steadily putting up runs in games. So, you know, if you're a Yankee fan, you got to be happy about that. Sarah F. and Levy puts in our chat room that, you know, she couldn't have said it or better, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. And then they're paid enough to hit with runners in scoring position. Damn straight on that one, Sarah. So, you know, that's awesome for them. And then your reasoning for Baltimore only putting up 3 runs and losing by 9 runs is the fact Baltimore went 0 for 15. So if you're a Yankee fan, you're sitting there saying to yourself, wow, we switched roles. You know, the Orioles batted how we usually bat with runners in scoring position, and we batted how, I don't know how good the Orioles are with runners in scoring position. I do know the Yankees have not been that good with runners in scoring position.